Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hey, this is Tim Seeley, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to the further adventures of America's favorite super spy, Agent 37. Now, it's Nightwing news. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is...
Hi, I'm Kristen.
They're supposed to say matron.
But I'm not. I'm not that cool. I saw Tim Seeley yesterday. He came to the Toledo comic book convention. I got a couple of my comic books signed. Yeah, but I left them upstairs. Yeah, I took number 5, the one with the desert, because I was like, there's a lot of open space on this cover, so he can sign it.
Nice. Yeah, kids, yeah. I just played that at random. Oh, nice.
Yep. It was cool. He was a good guy.
Yeah, I've talked to him before on here, but yeah, it would have been nice to meet him in person.
Yep.
Did you say I'm on a Nightwing podcast?
No. There were other people around.
I know. So let's spread the word. But yeah, no, I've talked to him before. We've talked to him before. He's nice.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I had him sign one of the Nightwing ones too.
Nice.
I think number 1 on that one, because none of those covers had a big open space. So I thought, well, all right, let's just go with number 1.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say get it signed and like slab it and then buy a new number 1. But it's like someone was telling me if this is true, it's stupid. I guess it's like the people who slab the comic books, to make them valuable. Like they won't authenticate the signature unless they're there to witness the person signing it. And I'm like, you know how many creators there are and signing books, especially at conventions? I'm like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that people would try to, forge a signature, but I'm just like, really?
It's not like this is my retirement plan anyway, so.
They don't go one of those fancy computers they can throw it in and like authenticate a signature.
He did sign it and put 23 after it.
So
I don't know if that's
maybe the year, maybe.
Yeah, no, I know it's the year. I don't know if that's in case if his signature changes over time. You can be like, yeah, this was me.
This is when I was young.
Because that's why I signed in 2023. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
They also had the guy who does on Space Ghost, the guy with the like blue and red Brack. Is that his name? Yeah, he was one of the voices. He was there. And we had some Ghostbusters. That was cool. I mean, obviously it was just dudes dressed up like Ghostbusters. There wasn't any of the real Ghostbusters. But it was good for the kids.
Yeah. Trying to meet the last big person I met. It's been a while since I went to a convention. I just meet him on here anymore. But a few years ago I met Dean Cain.
Nice.
Yeah. Seemed.
Also, I didn't see anyone dress up as Nightwing for the cosplay, but there was someone that was Red Hood.
Nice.
And his helmet was pretty good.
I mean, it's gonna be hard to dress up like Nightwing because it's like, who has a butt that good?
No one.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there were several people who were Batman, but I mean, you could buy. Well, I mean, you can buy other ones, but yeah, like you can buy the Batman costume.
Who?
Batman, my favorite character.
That chance is never 0, Ray.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Particularly, there were a couple people that had like the Michael Keaton one.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And he, the big cape where he'd be like,
yep.
That one's pretty popular. I mean, it's a classic.
Oh yeah, well he's going to be in the Flash movie this summer too, so.
Right, but
yeah,
I think a lot of people like a lot of times the Batmans that dress up for like to visit kids and do events, they usually have that costume.
Yeah,
like it's very recognizable.
Oh yeah. All right, should we talk our favorites, Super Spy?
Indeed. Although I didn't realize until I was reading this again that King and Seeley only did 17, and then the last 3 was somebody else. I guess because I'm guessing maybe because they knew it was ending, and so they were already moving them on to the next thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Tim Seeley was getting a jump on, Rebirth Nightwing. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Did I say that? Believe me, I meant that Grayson was ending.
Yes.
So, because they do say, where was it? Wherever they have the page with the title, because it's not Mikkel Janin either. We've done a lot. Well, no, I lost the page. Ugh. But wherever it is that they do that, I think they do say that like Tim Seeley wrote this one, but that the plot was by King and Seeley. So I'm wondering if they kind of plotted it out.
Maybe.
And then the other guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know this at the time, but I have talked to these gentlemen. Yeah, the 2 gentlemen who did the last 3, they are a writing team, and they're like because they're like best friends, like Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. I have had an occasion to speak to them.
Yeah, they're buddies.
Yes, if anyone likes the last 3 issues of this, yes, right now they are on Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty. So, writing Steve Rogers. So.
Rogers is back. I thought it was
well, right now they're kind of having their cake and eating it too, because there are 2 Captain America books, like Marvel. There's a Steve Rogers book and there's a Sam Wilson book. Yeah,
very wise. That's the only thing that this is again like apropos of nothing, but that is the one thing that kind of annoys me about them having him be Red Robin and then bringing him back to Robin is then it was like he had all this angst and he and Dick were, he was mad at Dick. Whereas it's like if you were just going to have 2 Robins all along, we could have not had so much angst. Dick just could have been like, yeah, Tim, I'm going to make Damian Robin too. And he needs to be the sidekick Robin because I can't trust him to go out on his own. Also, he's 10 and murdery. And I mean, Tim might have been annoyed that he had to share the name, but probably less annoyed than having to get a different name. I was like, man, we could have avoided all this anger if we had.
Well, I mean, DC used to announce it, but now I think, at least since Rebirth, going from New 52 to Rebirth, at least and maybe even after Dark Knight's Death Metal, because they kind of rebooted the whole multiverse. It's like now when they reboot, they really don't tell you, and they kind of do like soft reboots. Yeah, because I remember like the big example. I was telling Lilith because she used to be a big Wonder Woman fan, and they kind of turned her off with the comics. No, New 50. Remember, she was made from clay, and then in New 52, they just like made her like the daughter of like Zeus or something. And then I think it was within the last year or so, like some village just like threw out some monologue where it's just like about her being made from clay. And I was like, oh wait, did they switch back? It's like they didn't. There was no official announcement, but they just kind of snuck that in. So I like.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm just like, man, if we could have been sharing Robin all along, we could have avoided so much angst.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least a lot of the New 52 stuff, I think they're going back on, even though they'll never admit it.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
Any of that angst is probably gone. All right, so yes, we're covering Grayson, the last 4 issues, 17 through 20. That's right. Again, I was too lazy to get my floppies out.
Well, I'll show the covers. I got them.
Yes. So anyway,
this was a blast from the past. Look what's advertised on the top. Batman versus Superman.
I don't want to.
No.
Yeah, Batman v Superman.
That is about the truth.
That
is the truth.
So yes, a lot of these different spy organizations are plotting to take down Spyral because we'll take down Helena because yes, she's been taken over by.
Yes, I think before we actually talk about what we liked about the issues and whatnot, we need to establish what the heck is going on in these four, because that is one thing I will say about and I think it's maybe I'm just stupid, but I think it's also probably a function of it being spy versus superhero. But generally speaking, the Grayson book was more confusing and difficult to follow than other superhero books.
No, I felt that way too. And again, no, you're not stupid. I mean, you're a college professor. You're not stupid. No, I felt the same way. No, if you were confused, trust me, I was like, sometimes I was like, wait a minute, what was that?
Yeah. And I'm guessing maybe that's because they were, and I think as we've talked about before, and certainly as other people have as well, this one of the big things they did with Grayson was kind of make it, it's not really a satire, but it's having fun with the spy genre.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff in it is spy stuff, and really it did not need to be Dick as the spy. It really could have been almost anyone. As the spy, but it had to be Dick because he got killed and revealed in Forever Evil. So I do think that some of the confusing stuff is because of spy things, which gets me into this, which is that, like I said, we should lay it out. So let's make sure we're all understanding this right for all our friends out there. So yes, in this one, they're talking, and it's Checkmate people who are talking to each other, or like that grifter guy is in Checkmate, right?
Is he Checkmate? I think at this point Max Lord is running Checkmate.
Yeah, he is, because he pops in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, but then Frankenstein's working for somebody else. Yes, kids, Frankenstein.
But I guess the overall gist is, okay, so mostly we're seeing Checkmate in these last ones because in 16 or earlier, Helena's like takes over Spyral and said, because Minos dies, and she says, and she thinks, because of what other people have told her, that Dick and Tiger went rogue. Right? And so she asks other spy organizations to kill them. And so then we mostly got Checkmate here, who they're trying to get away from. And then people are attacking St. Hadrian's, finishing school. So Dick and Tiger go back to the school because the people are like, oh, actually, we want to kill Helena more than we want to kill you because we want to end Spyral, right?
Well,
that right?
Yeah, too, like, what is that? Auto Nets has taken possessed Helena, so it's now everyone's just
right. Well, we're not there yet, actually. Oh, okay. So they're trying to defend. Yeah, the other people are like, we want to kill Helena, so that's why Dick goes back. Tiger goes back because Dick's going back, and Helena's injured, and they take her. Elizabeth, the doctor, takes her to get operated on. Fighting. Midnighter comes in to help beat people up, and then it's revealed that Tiger was also a plant, and he's actually been working for Checkmate the whole time. And I was like, mind blown. Also, Maxwell Lord reveals around the same time, I think, that actually he started Spyral to begin with. Spyral is like a subsidiary of Checkmate, even though I don't think Auto Nets Minos knew they were a subsidiary of Spyral, but Maxwell Lord didn't. He gave Otto the money to start it, right? That's why I was like, crazy. And so yeah, then Tiger, Agent One has always makes sense. Agent One, he's the first one. He's always been a checkmate dude. Yes, so then they bust into the underground where Luca, Agent Zero, and the sister are like, no, I'm gonna let Dad invade my body. No, I'm gonna let Dad invade my body. They're having a fight, and then it's revealed the spider. They're like, Dad, and it comes out, and their dad is a hot lady, and it's like, oh, he invaded Helena's body. And then we get to the last issue, I think, where Tiger's like, well, we just got to kill Helena to get rid of Otto.
Yeah.
Nets, Dr. Daedalus, right? Otto Nets and Dr. Daedalus are the same person. But then Dick convinces Nets / Daedalus, take me instead. So Daedalus does, and then Dick uses that Tushigumo, or however you say it, which like messes your brain up and makes you pass out or whatever, and somehow that kicks the consciousness of Nets Daedalus out of his brain, but Dick doesn't die. And also, at the same time, Helena erases his memory from most people, but not the people he cares about, so he can go back to being Nightwing.
Well, yeah, I think
That's the plot.
Nets had that set up like that satellite network where it's like once he took over Dick's body, he was going to wipe the world's memory of Dick anyway. So yeah, Helena.
Oh right, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, give him his secret identity back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Did they talk some about that satellite in Batman and Robin Eternal?
They might have. We're gonna get there later this year, but yes, I
felt like Batman and Robin Eternal kind of overlapped.
Yeah, at a certain point in
like
this
Batman
series,
well, there's a Batman and Robin Eternal tie-in or something, I think. And then I think it's like, and then 16 he goes back, or maybe I'm thinking, but yeah, he's still Grayson in that one.
Yeah. Like I said, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to that one this year. But no, great synopsis there. Good job.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I wasn't actually, but I was practically taking notes because this is very convoluted.
It does help when you read them like together, because when I was reading this month to month, it was much harder to keep track of the narrative. Yeah,
that is true. Also, I feel like I got screwed up because years ago now, when it came up, for some reason I feel like I saw on the internet people, when they first revealed Agent Zero, like they didn't say who it was yet because she's kind of introduced at the end of one, and people were like, oh, it's Kate Kane, or they said she was some other person who already existed, and I don't think that's true, but it messed me up for a long time.
Well, I think there were similarities. It might have had something to do with more with Batman Inc., but I think Grant Morrison over there was doing something with like playing with, was her name also Kate Kane? It was like the Golden Age Batwoman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, because at one point on one of these pages, I thought just the outfit she was looking kind of looked similar to what they were kind of doing over there. So,
right, I think that's it. Yeah, but so for a long time, I was confused about that because, wait, somebody said she was Kate Kane, but now they keep calling her Luca Nets. Are those the same person? What's going on here? I'm very confused.
Yes. The one thing you did miss is when Dick invites Otto Nets into his head. Before he fries him with the password. Yeah, he kind of he's fighting him with all his past incarnations like Robin and Nightwing. Yeah.
Right, and Batman and the Acrobat.
Yes. Yep. And I love the whole that last page again where it's like going over his past iterations, and then I just love that last panel, him ripping open the shirt, and you see that Nightwing symbol.
Yeah, and it's blue.
Yes. I remember we knew the book was coming, but I was like, yes, he's back, and I'm like, yeah, it's blue.
Praise. Yeah. So there was a lot going on at the end there, and sometimes I still feel a little bit confused with the whole Mr. Minos thing, because Otto Nets was not actually in Minos's body.
No,
right? He was still in the computer Spyral thing.
Well, I think
Minos was just
he said he
his
kind of created.
henchman.
Yeah, he said he kind of created him. So I don't know if it was just he set the guy up or he literally created him somehow. But yeah, no, it was like his lackey. Minos was like his lackey. I think he said without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he dies, and that's why Helena took over.
Oh yeah, after the what was it issue 12 or something? But yeah, but no, like you were saying about Dick. I'm glad they didn't make Dick the angsty, too angsty, even though some of the times this book could get heavy because that's not Dick. Like if you wanted like an angsty main character, you should have put Jason in here. But I'm glad. Again, Tim Seeley gets Dick Grayson, so he's not going to make him the angsty one. And the humor really helps lighten it up too. Tony the Tiger.
Yep.
And the singing.
But yeah, it also has there's so many double crossings going on.
And then just to call back to the many previous issues, he calls in Midnighter. He's like, "Yeah, I need some help."
Yep, Midnighters. Yay, I get to beat people up. Oh yeah, and then Agent 8, Aaliyah comes back too.
Yes, because everyone.
Well, I mean, I guess comes back. She's actually always been there, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, she's behind some of these shenanigans. Everyone thought she was dead. Yeah.
It was a lot. Now, just talking about that, I can't believe they managed to cram it into only 4 issues.
I know. It's most modern comics can't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think maybe because they had to, because I think they had because every DC book was getting a rebirth, so I think they probably had like a time frame. They're like, yeah, this is when Nightwing rebirth's coming out, so you have to end it by then.
Yeah, for sure. But, so yeah, who's the guy at the beginning of this 17, the dude in the box?
I'm trying to remember. I'm like that whole grifter stuff and what is that, Wildcats. I'm not too familiar with that, but I think it's something with like whatever group grifters with.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. It says Syndicate Safe House. So yeah, that's right. Helena goes to the Crime Syndicate, which is a variety of different crimey and spy-y groups.
But no, you mentioned Agent 8 comes back. I mean, how did you feel about that? I mean, it was back. Like, was it around issue 8?
I feel like they had hinted, or I think she come back. I feel like we as readers knew she was back. Oh yeah, remember? Yeah, that's right. We knew she was back before because she actually first came back when she was imitating Dick or impersonating Dick. So I wasn't. I was like, oh yeah.
But no, it's like early on when they first introduced her, they kind of had Dick sleep with her. I mean, I was like, would Dick do that? I mean, this is the guy with the fake marriage who was trying to, flesh out a killer, and he was sleeping on a couch, even though he was,
Yeah, I mean, Seeley does write him, I would say, a little more freely sexual, maybe than some other writers. I was talking about it once years ago with someone in the book. Actually, it was Teenie Howard that was talking about it. And she said she thought it made sense as a sort of Dick feels really lonely, and so he connects with Aaliyah, and it's kind of substituting sex for intimacy. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Hopefully that's kind of more what they were going for instead of just they had sex and then she dies and it's going to make him sadder, because we all hate it when they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I get that because he was kind of cut off from the family at that point. Yeah. Kind of makes it a little deeper. Okay. Yes. Okay.
And I think that, and I would prefer that is a more generous and better interpretation than they had sex so that he can have more man pain when she dies, because we don't need that nonsense.
And again, too, I was always like, I'm like, oh, is that like a spy trope, like the James Bond thing? And
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's probably that too. Yeah.
But no, I like that explanation better, just the intimacy and.
So yeah, how long has Maxwell Lord been head of Checkmate? Always, or does head of Checkmate change?
It's been about probably mid 2000s. Because that was the big thing with yeah, Checkmate was started getting darker, and then like Blue Beetle found his conspiracy, and then Max killed him, and yeah, it's the whole thing where Max was like rising the power, and he got like a hold of Superman with his mental power. Again, after New 52, he kind of got resurrected, but no, like he had control of Superman, and
I was gonna say, because I was like, Maxwell Lord, isn't that the dude Wonder Woman killed?
yeah, oh yeah, because that was the thing. Because
Yeah.
after Superman almost beats Batman to death, yeah, Wonder Woman tracks down Max, throws the lasso around him, and says, "How do I break your hold on Superman?" And Max says, you know, he has to answer honestly. He's like, "You can't." He's like, "I'll have him, as long as I'm alive." So she snaps his neck. But again, New 52, they resurrected him. So
right. Well, and didn't Roy work for Checkmate for a while?
yes, yeah. I think that's what he was working for when he met Cheshire. Yeah.
Yeah. So I assume that was before Maxwell Lord took it over.
Oh yeah. Because that was like 80s, 90s. Yeah.
So yeah, lots of stuff. Well, they keep talking about King Faraday in here, which of course I know him. He popped up in New Teen Titans and stuff like that. But was he with Checkmate, or was he? I was thinking he was a different thing.
He might have
because
been.
wasn't he like U.S. government?
I don't know. He might have been Checkmate. So, sometimes they bounce around, but that Checkmate was weird because, like you said, Roy was a part of it, and I think like before they brought him back in the early '90s, I think for a short period, like Harvey Bullock was like part of Checkmate. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like once that animated series hit, they kind of brought him back. But
wild times. So is this pink person? Is that famous from other comics?
Again, I'm not familiar with like Wildstorm stuff, but I think that's like
okay,
part of the stuff Grifter's in. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, is Wildstorm the same stuff that Midnighter came from, or did he come from something else?
Yeah. That's
okay.
yeah. It was kind of its own imprint. What was that, like late 90s, early 2000s maybe? Then they kind of merged it with DC after a while, like the regular DC universe. I love it. I just got to the page when Dick calls in Midnighter, and I love how he called Mr. Fight. That's his code. I got you one hell of a present.
Yeah, that's an 18, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say I did before I closed 17. I did like his explanation of how being a spy is like summer camp.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that actually is a pretty good explanation.
And again, it actually gets to like Tiger because most of the time Tiger seems just like shut up, Grayson.
All right, yeah.
But no, yeah, that's why I wanted to do like all the Grayson issues eventually, because it's like it is a good story, but it takes more than one reading to get every.
Definitely. Oh yeah, that's why I was thinking Batman and Robin Eternal were connected, because when the girls say, "Remember what happened last time?"
Yeah, they make a mention of it. Yeah,
that's right.
There wasn't like an official tie-in issue in the Grayson series, but yeah, it kind of.
That's right. But they go to St. Hadrian's and the girls help them out. I think.
Yeah.
The Skull Girls. That's right.
Because it would be kind of hard. Because I think Batman and Robin Eternal might have been weekly, maybe. So it would have been kind of hard to. Yeah.
Yeah, they did pump it out. That's what I was thinking. Also, where is it? Oh yeah, so at first the girls are on the wrong side, but then they convince to do the right side. But is this the one where Tiger does his trash talking? Maybe that's 19,000.
But yeah, the girls and a lot of them think like Dick and Tiger are traitors at first, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's because Luca told him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Midnighter, he's the best. You know, Dick, I'm not a very romantic guy, but I could kiss you right now.
Yeah, you tell me.
And then I like all the spies. They're like, oh no.
I know, because Dick needs them to run, and then her summer just like, oh no, it's Midnighter.
He's like, oh yes. So yeah, that was pretty quality.
But yeah, like we said, the writers and the art team like changed, but it's still good. Let me see. Does it say in the credits? I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if no, it doesn't say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Seeley left them at least like a plot or something.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it isn't this one. Where Tiger says, "Personally, I've always been impressed that you were so honest, Bronze Tiger. Next to me, and I suppose the serial cartoon, you really are the third best tiger around." It says, "God, yes, finally, that is some grade A trash talk."
I know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they had another layer of confusion because now they're like, Spyral also Leviathan.
Yes. Leviathan.
And I'm not sure if it's entirely clear if it's tying in with the same Leviathan that's in other DC stuff or if it's their own Leviathan. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that was it. This is 19 where Max Lord walks in and yeah, Dr. Nets. Yes, I created Mr. Minos. You were never truly working for him. You were working for me.
Right, yes, that's why.
Oh yeah, because that's what he said. He didn't know about it. It's amazing what you can achieve when you anonymously gift a radical WikiLeaks wannabe unlimited means to achieve his ends.
Yes, yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's kind of near the end-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in 19. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, because it's in 19 right at the beginning. He's like, partner works for Checkmate. He's like, what?
And then I forget is well then Tiger's chasing Dick. Is that because Tiger's like, oh, we got to kill Helena? She's been possessed.
Yeah, well, because he wants Dick to like stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a vessel for a madman, so yeah, he's like, whatever, we'll just get rid of Helena. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. He's like, the game has always been bigger than you knew, bigger than even your Mr. Malone suspected. Oh, somebody got one over on Batman.
Uh-huh.
And I would hope that's true and not that Batman knew it was this big and just sent his kid in anyway.
Yeah. But then when Dick and Tiger are fighting, I just, when Tiger's like, I thought I would enjoy this moment more. Damn you for making me like you.
Also, where he's like, this is the end of the game. I've been keeping watch all the while, keeping you tied up in knots. He's like, that's where you messed up. You missed the obvious. I like being tied up.
Whoa! But then, yeah, after Dick gets past Tiger, he gets to, and that's in Helena's body.
Mm-hmm. And then he kills Luca while they're on the train.
Oh, yeah.
While he was explaining, like, oh, yeah, I, crafted my kids, you to be the mean, cruel one, but I made her smart because you only need one smart kid. And then we see Tiger stealing somebody's car while Dick sneaks in and gets a sweet bat cycle. This Tiger says, where do you get these ridiculous toys? He says, don't be jealous. We can't all be best friends with Batman.
Ah!
Burn!
Oh my. But yeah, that's yeah, but then 20. Yeah, 20.
No, wait, but we got it before. So it turns out Elizabeth's not entirely dead, and Maxwell Lord comes up and explains it a little more for us, which is nice. It's like, I created Minos. You weren't really ever working for him. You were working for me. And then he has to give, in classic arch villain fashion, a monologue, which gives Elizabeth just enough time before she dies to go and erase the computer. So that way, because he's all like, yeah, you gathered up all this stuff. Oh, yeah, that's the WikiLeaks part. And yeah, apparently Minos wanting to get all that God Garden tech in the first part, that was him going off script. But Elizabeth deletes all of the stuff, so that way it turns out all that info Spyral had, the reason that Mr. Malone sent Birdwatcher in, is protected after all.
Yay.
And then Dick and Tiger end up at a creepy Nazi castle.
Where else are you gonna find a disembodied Nazi at?
I mean, it is just the right place. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls a Mulan and creates an avalanche to sweep Tiger away. And then we have this truly excellent cover.
Yes. With Dick and Spyral and Barbara and every other Robin almost on the cover.
Yeah, they're all there. Well, all the boys are there.
Yeah. Yeah, we get the big fight with Dick and Auto Nets and Helena's body. I love this. I was born to do the impossible. I was trained by the Batman. The Court of Owls have been trying to control my skills for years. Your plot may have fooled all the spies, but Demir is just another supervillain. Yeah, that's when Dick says, "Take me." And Nets is like, "Love, it makes fools of us all." Dick, is that a yes?
So she says it was always a yes.
Yep.
Suggesting that's what he wanted all along. But of course, Nets is thinking you're always falling into traps. But as we are going to know, that's not true.
But yeah, it did. So I guess Dick's in Helena's head, maybe, because yeah, he sees Helena and she's basically, "What did you do?"
No, I think they're physically there. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's how she Nets transfers, is like when they kiss, jumps through the mouth.
Maybe, because they both look normal here. But yeah, she's telling him, this isn't death. This is so much worse. You can't fight this. And he says, "I have to try." And she's like, "Right, you're a superhero. I forgot." But he's like, "Honestly, so did I. Until you."
Yep. He says, I want you to remember Nightwing. That Nets is so rude. I can tell you the only woman Dick Grayson ever truly loved was named Barbara. She was much prettier than you.
Well, once again, I mean, when's the last time we met a polite Nazi?
Never. So yeah, I mean, I get that it's And he's trying to be a jerk.
But
make Helena feel bad. But I was like, man, rude.
But then she kicks him in the head and says, "You think I
That's
care?"
right. Helena's like, you think I care? Right, yes. And this song, that's right. The
Somnus.
Yeah, trying to.
The thought suppression satellite network.
Yeah, and all those spiders. Creepy.
Let a single person be stricken from all time and space. Let none remember his name. Let no records carry his history. Let the body I inhabit be mine for all time. Let it have always been mine. Erase his very soul from this world. Let all who hear it ask the same dumbfounded question, which itself will have no answer. Who is Dick Grayson?
And then Dick's like, good question, Otto. You want to know who I am? 2-page spread.
Don't know who Dick Grayson is? Yeah. You're about to find out.
Batman, Robin, Circus, Nightwing, potential talent, even they threw that in.
Yep.
And I will say this was pretty freaky, how he's part like a spider's coming out of him. On the next page after the spread, that's pretty freaky.
Yep.
All different versions of Dick. Beat him up.
Not every day you get offered the chance to become an omnipotent Nazi warlord, but I'm afraid it's a pass. But no, Dick says, you know, if I'm going down, you're taking you with me.
So that's when he says, what's more, one more leap without the net. Tushigoma or Guma, or however you say it. And they're ripping apart.
Yep.
He's falling. And then... Well, then, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess Net's, like, that's it. His consciousness.
Yeah, I guess it just erased his, because didn't it like shut down Dick's mind for a while? So that word.
Yeah, that's why.
I guess they kind of just erased auto nets, yeah.
Obviously, Helena brought him back because, I mean, he doesn't know. He wakes up and he's in his bed at Hadrian's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then but before that, we see in Istanbul that Tiger did stick with Spyral.
Yes, and he kills Agent 8.
It says, having turned my back on checkmate. Yep.
Yeah, because I don't think they say it here, but once Rebirth starts, I think Tiger takes over Spyral because Helena leaves, Dick leaves, so.
Yeah, well, because he says right there at the end, he says, Spyral, this is Patron.
Yeah. But yeah, we get that scene with Dick and Helena at the end.
Yes, he says, I carried you out of an evil castle. And then she explains the fancy stuff about the identity and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, Somnus was activated. I felt it. The entire planet forgot my face, my name. Did I dream that? She's like, yeah, no. According to the world, Dick Grayson never existed. But yeah, she made an exception list. A group of people who, no matter what, your family in Gotham, me, not many others.
You know what, though? I also feel like once Rebirth started, they've kind of walked this back, too. That it's like, basically, everybody just forgot he was Nightwing, not that he never existed.
I wonder if it's like the old, there was a time where, long story short, Spider-Man's identity was revealed to the world and then it got erased. And it's like, it was basically like if he unmasked in front of someone real fast, they like, all their memories came flooding back. So I wonder if he did that with like the Titans and stuff, where it's just like, hey, look.
Yeah, I don't know. But even when he encounters people, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the thing is what exactly because this is not something that can be done in real life. We don't actually have to think through the practical implications, but because we're podcasters, we do. Then, what does it really mean when you say you've been erased from existence and that nobody, because yes, I meet people every day that I haven't met before. So it's like, what is that? What does that mean? I mean, I wouldn't remember who that person was beforehand, but erasing from existence kind of seems to imply that we erased everything. And when you pop back up, you don't have a name, you don't have a birth certificate, you don't have any of this kind of stuff. And it definitely doesn't seem like that's what happened.
Yeah, no. I mean, this isn't magic. So yeah, the birth certificate and that's all there. I just think the whole thing was just like it erased Dick Grayson's name from, especially people who didn't know him, it's like, especially the knowledge, Dick Grayson was Nightwing.
Yeah. But it has a really great ending. How Helena's like, I got to do my thing and you have to do your thing. Our paths aren't the same anymore.
Yeah.
Which is fair. She says, I can't wait to see who you are the next time we meet. You know what, Helena? Neither can I.
Yep. Then you get that montage. Son, acrobat, sidekick, sensation. Sensation! As in the sensational find. Right. Heir, protector, spy, savior, hero, Grayson, as he rips over that shirt.
His adventures continue in Nightwing Rebirth #1.
Yes.
It is in stores this July. And this Grayson was July 2016. So did they take like a month off and then start the new stuff?
Maybe.
Or was it the very next month?
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it wasn't. I know it wasn't a big break. Yeah, it couldn't have been more than like a month because it seemed like it came pretty quick.
Boom. There we go.
You want me to remember 2016?
No, it was a long time ago.
Getting old. My birthday's coming up. I'm getting old.
There was also a lot going on in 2016.
And again, that was the before times.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes I'm like, wow, 2016. Sometimes, wait, only 2016? It really just depends.
I mean, it was like, July 2016. That's almost 7 years ago. But yeah, it's
so true. But yeah, I thought it wrapped up pretty well. And considering how confusing stuff was, I think as every time I read it, it becomes a little less confusing.
And again, it could have really gone off the rails when they brought in new writers to finish it up. But again, these two writers, they are very good at what they do. And two, I'm sure Tim Seeley gave them some kind of notes.
Yeah. The outline of like, this is the plan. So
yeah, or this is how, this was the end. This is where I was going. So. Because some of that says seemed like Seeley, it's like, I'll make sure Midnighter's in there, and
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of spies and double crossing.
Yeah,
pretty hardcore.
I'm sure there was one note. Yes, this was Otto Netz's scheme.
Yeah. It makes me not want to be, not that I'd be good at it but it makes me not want to be a spy because who could you trust? It'd be so intense. Trust anyone.
Oh yeah, I know. So be worried about getting stabbed in the back, literally.
And figuratively.
All right. So anything else on these?
I think that about covers it.
All right. Well, yeah, next week, again, we're going to be back. We're going to do another new issue new release episode. So yes, next week we'll be talking Teen Titans Robin and Nightwing 102. Right there.
Yep.
All right. And let me in 2 weeks, we're going to start the Batman animated stuff because I think I might have called it the wrong thing last time, but yes, Batman, the Batman Adventures 14, 18, and 26 in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's the tie-in comic, right? That went with the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
good stuff.
yeah, there's like 2 weeks we're gonna do like the tie-in stuff. Yeah,
All ages, family friendly.
exactly. Yeah, some of them he's Robin, and then yeah, when we get to that second week, yeah, some of his stuff he's Nightwing. So a little bit of both. All right. So yeah, so send us your thoughts, especially on that news stuff, or hell, send us your thoughts on the final issues of Grayson. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics now on our website. Episodes, social media, merchandise, and more. Please check out tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. And also, most importantly, go on Amazon, because you know you already do, and go pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder, which Kristen already referenced this episode. See, it is good reference material for this podcast. See, when she mentioned that interview with Teeny Howard, you could have just flipped right to that, followed along. So yes, go pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. It's a good read, and again, it'll help you with this podcast. And again, if you're a fan of Dick Grayson, you should read it. All right, let's get out of here. The spy game is over. All right. Yes. Thank you for joining us again in 1 week. The new stuff is Nightwing 102 and Teen Titans Robin.
Look, I'm like Mario.
Oh, if you're not watching on YouTube, she just used her cat's tail.
He's eating my cake again.
That's right. Happy birthday. I know it wasn't actually today, but yes, happy birthday. Again, you want to wish Kristen a happy birthday, go pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. It's like candles on the cake. All right, kids. Come back next time. Remember, join us same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Tamagotchi or whatever he says.
Tushigumo.